My name is Sochi, and this is my presentation on Howard Nelson. First up, we have his history and schooling. Howard P. Nelson was born in Trinidad and Tobago. I wasn't able to find a specific date of birth, but I know that he's from the Caribbean. At some point in life, he attended the University of the West Indies in Kingston, Jamaica to obtain his bachelor's and master's degree in zoology, then traveled all the way to the U.S., specifically Wisconsin, to attend the University of Wisconsin-Madison to partake in doctoral studies. After years of still ongoing research, he now resides in England and is a lecturer and researcher at the prestigious Cambridge University. Here are his interests. Dr. Nelson has three main interests, all pertaining to his field of study. Sustainable usage of wildlife is one of them. This means that he is interested in the management of flora and fauna and their habitats in a way that is ethical and ensures their survival while also benefiting us humans. This can include ethical and non-disruptive hunting, harvesting plants while allowing them to grow, and more. Next up in his interests is the conservation of endangered species. It is evident that most of the species that are currently endangered are caused by human activity, indirect or otherwise. From poaching and hunting to pollution and more, various species are soon to meet their demise. But Dr. Nelson wants to change that. He's focused on trying to make a change and is researching ways to conserve game species and other threatened species. His last main interest is neotropical forest ecology. This is the study of how flora and fauna interact with each other, specifically in the tropical regions of the Americas, like his homeland, the Caribbean. There are my reasons for admiration. One reason I decided to pick Dr. Nelson was to do this project on was because of his background and where he is now. When I was born and raised in the States, my parents, like Dr. Nelson, were born elsewhere, but through hard work and dedication and a longing for something greater, were able to grow and expand while still keeping the same roots that they came from. I think it is beautiful that although Dr. Nelson currently resides in England, he still advocates for the conservation of wildlife in the Caribbean, showing he still holds the place close to his heart. Another reason I admire him is because of his passion for what he believes in. He took his love for nature to a whole new level, and I aspire to be like that one day. Last reason is his drive to teach. After all the years of schooling and research, one would expect someone to hang up the lab coat once and for all, but not Dr. Nelson. Along with his ongoing research, he finds the time to lecture about what he's been doing and teaches others about what he loves. It all amazes me, and all qualities that I want to see in myself one day. There is his field of biology. Dr. Nelson has two main fields of biology: ecology, which is the study of how organisms interact with each other and their environment, and the study of wildlife biology, which is biology but focused in on wildlife. Some questions that would come up when working in fields like this would be: what factors affect the growth or decline of this population, or how does human activity affect this population of animals? It's questions like these that someone in Dr. Nelson's field would be trying to answer. There are some of his recent literature. Dr. Nelson and other contributors published a journal discussing and identifying issues that are currently affecting threatened bird species that are endemic to the Caribbean, and running a survey to decide on some of these issues to be prioritized. As we can see from this graph of the survey that was conducted, the majority of people think that environmental issues such as climate change, drought, pollution, and conservation issues such as a lack of species and habitual data and so on are to be focused on the most. And what's next for Dr. Nelson? Dr. Nelson has already done so much for this field of study. For one, he's contributed so many academic papers and journals based on his findings and works. For example, he's published a paper 2 months ago titled Assessing Threats and Conservation Action Using Population Viability Analysis for the Critically Endangered Granite Dove Leptotila whale. This journal was based on a study where previous conservation actions that were utilized in the past were brought up again to be studied and gauge their effectiveness. He's also established programs such as the Biodiversity Conservation and Sustainable Development in the Caribbean at the University of the West Indies, and also teaches at the University of Cambridge. Dr. Nelson, despite having done so much, still has a lot he wants to accomplish. One of these things is teaching and encouraging the next generation. Another thing he wants to do is, another thing he's doing currently is serving on several committees, international and international, like DERFA, Darwin's Expert Committee, that advises the Department for Environment, Food, and Rural Affairs. Lastly, he's still carrying out ongoing research in the Caribbean. In conclusion, Dr. Nelson is somebody I really look up to, and I'm glad I had the opportunity to look into him and research him because he really cemented my field of interest. I'm really happy I got to do this. And here are my references. Thank you.